welcome everyone to the exciting episode of Two Bar Connections of your hosts, Jesse and
James. What's going on, everybody?
What is going on indeed? So for today's episode, we got some really good news, but also a mix of some very crushing news as well. But for the good news, we have Clair Obscur, the AA RPG, JRPG French fantasy game, has been a runaway hit, which has made over 1 million copies in sales, not including Game Pass. We also have the unfortunate delay of GTA 6. Funny enough that we got a delay before we even got an actual release date announcement. We also have unfortunate EA layoffs, particularly over at Respawn. And we have some Xbox hikes, because, gaming already isn't expensive enough as it is. But we have, Apple getting humbled, eating a little piece of humble pie over courts in California because of the Epic versus Apple lawsuit legal battle has been going. And we also have Borderlands 4. We have an interesting showcase that has been shown off recently. But before we get into all that, how have you been?
It's been pretty good, man. I just got done with the most grueling 3 days of work ever.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was just ass. Like everybody wanted to just see Jesus, essentially. So
that's a funny way of putting it.
I mean, because I don't know how else to say. Because I work in the ICU, but I don't want to be too graphic with what I say. But it's pretty. It can be pretty. It was bad, and one of the patients that I was taking care of ended up decompensating really rapidly, like the day after. Like, for me, he was just an asshole. But then I go in and I see that he's hooked up to a bunch of machines that are filtering his blood for him. I'm like, oh, well, shit. So it was, and I was helping because I was one of the resource nurses. So I'm the nurse that runs around the unit to respond to people that need help, but also to emergencies on other floors of the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And they would not, like, the people were like, it just kept coming and they don't stop coming.
Nothing would let up.
No, it's literally the meme. The death stops coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. Man. Yeah, bro, I was literally smash mouthing it and I paid for it with my feet. And thank God that I just put in like a fresh pair of Dr. Scholl's like for arch support, and they held out good. But I still need a good massage on my feet.
Yeah, that reminds me. I gotta get some new soles too.
Yeah, and then after I'm there tired. She's like, "Hey, do you want to come back tonight?" And I'm like, "No, no, that's it. I'm done. No, I'm finished. I'm done. I'll probably pick up like some other day, but not today. I was not in any mood. And plus, it's May the 4th. It's Star Wars Day. Oh,
yeah, exactly. May the 4th. How can I forget? Yes, May the 4th be with you all.
Yes, May the 4th be with you. And also, I'm gonna look it up when in a little bit. But Revenge of the Sith reopened in theaters as part of its 20th anniversary, and it is making $1 bajillion because it turns out people are not sick of Star Wars; they're just sick of bad Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think like if you factor in how much it made back in the day with the extra money that it made now, it's made like close to $1 billion.
I was just that's what I thought, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't have the numbers, but I did read that same. Yeah. Oh man. So it's great, and I've already had people that like went back to see it, and they're like, "Oh my god, it's just as good as it was." Yeah. And I won't lie, I was pretty wishy-washy with it. Like, growing up, I liked it because it was the first Star Wars movie I saw in the theater with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, you didn't watch episode 1 and 2 in theaters?
If I did, I have no memory. That was the earliest memory. Early. Yeah.
I remember episode 2. No, I remember seeing episode 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was 99. Episode 1, I remember for the most part, remember it. And then episode 2. I also most remember it. And I also remember seeing it again as a teenager. I'm like, wow, this kind of sucks. That's why, like, this revisionist history of, like, no, the prequels were actually good. Like, Bob, like, no, hold on, buddy. Let's put the pause on there. I know how much the sequels suck, but the prequels, like, they were inconsistent. Episode 3 is really good. I really like episode 3.
Yes, episode 3 is really, really good. and I've learned that it actually stands pretty good as a standalone movie because a lot of coworkers that they took their girlfriends,
Oh god.
and without any they didn't have any context because oh my god, there's with Star Wars there's so much like lore and sub lore, and oh my god, this is I mean, to quote the meme, oh, like this is Glup Shido from that one episode of like the TV series or some crap. And they did not have any of that context, and they're like, oh, this movie was really good. You saw like him, he's a famous war general, falls to evil, and fucks the entire galaxy essentially.
It passed the girlfriend test.
Yeah, it did. So it really opened my eyes, and you know what? Yes, I really came to appreciate the prequels in their own light. I mean, they have their problems, obviously, but there's no denying that the slop that Disney has put out just makes you wish George Lucas never sold the franchise. Sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry.
I still don't know. Okay, I will say this.
Sorry.
I will say this in defense of the preprequels. There was a vision.
Yes.
There was a vision. I saw the vision. It's just, when it came to landing, and it came to sticking the landing, it was like, this is a little wobbly.
But you know what? But it came together for the third episode, so whatever. But you know what? It was our fault because we bitched and moaned way too much, and now we're paying the price for it. we are paying the price for it, and I will hear nothing. I will hear nothing. I will hear nothing else. I have spoken. Yes. But anyway, how are you doing, sir?
I've been doing alright. I'm coming down from a cold, and I had a little brief cold over the weekend. Not too bad though. My brother got sick. Then he gave it to my dad, and then my dad was sick for like a week, and then he gave it to me. But I was only sick for like the weekend. It wasn't really that bad.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Some Mucinex, a little bit of Tylenol. I'm good, man.
Nice.
Good to go.
Good. I'm glad you're feeling better.
And a little bit of sleep. All you need.
You really do need. That's all you need is just sleep.
Yeah, just get some sleep, and then like Mucinex I need it because I get like a lot of mucus. Like that's mainly what I get. Like I don't cough that much. I normally don't really cough that much. I don't get like a sore throat or anything like that. Most of the time, like I get sick, I just get like a runny nose and some nasal congestion. That's about it. Maybe some minor body aches around my joints a little bit, but just pop an ibuprofen. I'm good to go.
Yeah, honestly, ibuprofen and sleep is usually the way to go. And for me, also coffee, because I don't know, the caffeine helps lift the brain fog sometimes. Because sometimes it can get really really bad, but it's good. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're doing better.
Doing good. And then well, just want to speak very briefly on the gaming side. So you and I revisited a certain game that has gotten a recent really big update and has shockingly made people kind of positive about, which is really weird to
I know
to say. Overwatch 2 is maybe possibly kind of back, like actually for real this time. Like it's so weird. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, season 16 released Stadium mode, which is the newest game mode that Blizzard has released. It is there alongside the 6v6 mode, which they released I think the season before, and they released that due to popular demand. And then they've also introduced hero bans as well, which is also another feature that people have been highly demanding, myself very much included.
You have been feverishly vocal about that.
So like it feels like for the first time like Blizzard's like really trying to do everything in their power to try and make the community as happy as possible with the game that they are building. And it feels great that like finally like we're at a point where like they have the resources to actually like do the things that we want them to do, because it always felt like they might want to do it, but like maybe they don't have the resource. Like we don't know what the hell's going on behind the scenes because Bobby and Activision, all this bullshit going on, and then you have Microsoft cutting them at the fucking hip after they bought them out, and now it's like it seems like now wow, we're actually back. But for Stadium mode itself, it's pretty much a like MOBA almost. Like it's kind of like a MOBA version of Overwatch, except now like it's a best of 7. It's like you play 7 rounds and it's best of 7, and you play like little mini versions of like objectives. So like
yes,
when you're doing the King of the Hill, like you only have like 1 point you have to fight over as opposed to 3 points you have to fight over. If you're doing push mode, which is a mode where you have to like get the payload to like the enemies respawn, right? They kind of like cut it in half. It's like now you only have to go like halfway there, and it's like a little mini version. And then in between, you earn money, like you're playing, Counter Strike or something, and you can use those to buy items, like you're in like Dota or whatever, and you can use those items to make yourself more powerful. Maybe you can give yourself new abilities or augments your current abilities. And so far, like it's been really, really fun. It's a nice, fresh new way to play the game. It really feels like it's something new.
It is something new, and I was very surprised. I was skeptical at first, but you seemed, you had real hope for the game, which you have done for the other 10,000 times that you've gotten me back into this crap.
Yes,
but a lot of the old YouTubers that switched to Marvel Rivals have jumped back onto Overwatch, which is ironic because it's weird. Marvel Rivals is now having issues.
They're speedrunning the Overwatch problems.
Yep, they're speedrunning the Overwatch problems. I even heard that there was a support strike, which I have not. I didn't read into it. I'm just reading headlines at this point. But yeah, people like Flats have been making videos that Overwatch has entered another golden age, and I'm like, whoa, hang on, wait, back up.
It's crazy, but I actually agree with him.
Yeah, well, now that I've played Stadium mode, I am inclined to agree with it. I mean, don't get me wrong. There were a few matches that we played that really had me tearing my hair out, or what's left of it anyway.
Yeah, me too.
But it's what I've always wanted. It's what we've always wanted. It's a competitive match. It's a back and forth. It's a real tug of war where specific, decisive action will make or break the match. And I like that. I mean, I get pissed when it doesn't work out, or
because like
when you have a support that holds their ult for the entire match when they could have won it.
Oh,
that sucks. but you know what? It's fine because it's not a steamroll. It's not like, oh, no matter what we could have done, there was no way to beat that. And I'm enjoying Stadium. And I'm not gonna lie. When we were trying out 6v6, I was also having a good time too.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, you'll be glad once you get hero banned, you'll never have to deal with Sombra ever again because she's perma banned in every match. Every match, it's always Sombra, Wrecking Ball, and then after that, it'll be like maybe Sojourn or Doomfist or Hog. Sometimes Ana and Zen and Mercy get banned, but like those are pretty much like the 8 that get banned the most.
Damn. Well, it's weird because Ana for me has always been pretty like. She can be broken, but you have to be really skilled with her. Zen, kind of, sort of, also because you have to be pretty accurate with the ball throwing. Mercy, however, I completely get. Mercy is a little shit. Yeah, she can
damage boost and res is just sucks to play against.
It is, and especially when she's like moving all over the place because now they've made it so easy for those skills for her to use those skills. With the. What you call it, the moth flying around, like the glide, the guardian angel, and then the jump boost. They made it really easy to do that now. But Overwatch is at the moment back, and I'm very happy. It's good shit. I'm very, very pleased with what they've done so far.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that kind of bothers me about it is Stadium is 5v5. And that does present its problems. If it was 6v6, it would have been perfect. Like, this would have been amazing, right? But it's 5v5, and, you know my feelings on 5v5. As from the perspective of a tank player, it's ass. It's complete ass.
In
many ways, it kind of exacerbates the problem in Stadium mode because there's no switching, right?
Yes.
Like, I play Junker Queen all the time. And my arch nemesis is fucking Orisa, which I'm like 0-4 against Orisa now because, like, I can't fucking do anything to her. Like, now she can, like, buy all these items, make herself, like, invincible, essentially. So, like, even if I kill her teammates, she's still gonna hold out long enough, for her team to come back and, like, stall out the fight even longer. And then my team just can't fucking kill her at all. I'm playing Junker Queen. I can't kill her. Like, I have a shotgun. My shotgun's gonna do dick for damage, right? Every time I try to use my ability, she's just gonna go her little Rafflecopter bullshit, and then fortify. Ooh, I'm alive, right? Ooh, right? Ooh, I have my ult. Okay, now I'm alive some more, right? She just doesn't die. But, hopefully, once they add like more heroes to the game, we'll see her a lot less and less. People won't pick her as often.
But and also we have to probably wait and see, maybe because Stadium it just came out, so maybe they will introduce a 6v6 just like they did with the base game. But Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one last thing before we move on, though, they did show a roadmap. Did you see the roadmap?
No, I have
Dude,
not
it's
seen the
fucking
roadmap.
huge.
All right, do you want to pull it up or me?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
Yeah, just give me 1 sec.
1 second, real quick, right here. Yeah. So it's here, right? It's actually this is pretty big, right? So mid-season, right? We're gonna get Freya, and then every season they're gonna add like a pack of heroes. I'm guessing they're doing like 1 tank, 1 DPS, 1 support every season. That seems to be the pattern here. So like next season we'll get Junkrat, then Sigma, then Zenyatta. That's gonna be a nightmare. It's gonna be fucking poke fest.
Dude, I'm actually scared. Imagine Zenyatta with attack speed increase.
Imagine Junkrat with attack speed spree. Imagine Junkrat with like attack speed increase and like double ammo capacity or something. He just
exploding, mines floating everywhere. Increased radius.
It's snowing. I'll fucking kill him. Yeah, so they're adding crossplay. You can share and save your builds. Custom games. You're gonna be able to make custom games for it, right? And then next season, So the point is like this is something they're going all in on. This is gonna be this. They said this is gonna be their third pillar of the game. This is gonna be something they're gonna be working on continuously. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. I can't wait, and can't wait to play some more of this.
Okay, all right. So ready to move on to some of the news?
Yeah, man, let's get into some news.
All right, so for our first order of news is Expedition 33 has become a massive runaway hit, with it selling 500,000 copies within the first 3 days.
Very nice.
And this comes even despite the Oblivion remaster being shadow dropped, and a lot of analysts being like, this might eat into some of its sales, but hey, nay, like, and some people might even argue it actually helped it out. Also, there has been more data on it. Apparently, it is the second best-selling game on Steam, of course, behind Oblivion, which I think reached about 4 million players. But that's including Game Pass, so who knows what the actual, sales numbers are. But probably pretty high, right? Because Oblivion's really popular.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the numbers, as of this recording, has been 70,000 concurrent players. But I think if we look over on the actual Steam most played, was here earlier. Yeah, 91,000, right? With a peak of 145,000. Yeah, so it's a lot, right? Of course.
No, it's a good number.
You got Steam right here. I mean, it's a fantastic number considering this is pretty much a double A game being made by 30 people in France, a couple of ex-Ubisoft developers. But then it gets even better because after a few more days, it was shown that the game actually reached 1 million copies. So the team reached out on Blue Sky saying that, hey, we reached 1 million copies. And when talking about the 500,000 figure, they said that it didn't include Game Pass. So, like I said earlier, like that's just pure profits, pure numbers, right? No, there's no like Game Pass cannibalization going on here so far. So I'm really glad that this game is doing so well. There's been talks of it being a Game of the Year contender, and currently sitting at a 92 on Metacritic with a 9.7 user score, which is absolutely incredible because you know how much people on Metacritic love the number 0 whenever even like the smallest thing is like the worst. All right, so any thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, we have discussed this game before when we were covering trailers. I think we did cover this a while back. I kind of disrespected it. I can't remember the comment I made, but I know it was disrespectful. It even caught you by surprise. You're like, "Oh my god, how could you say that?"
Well, I don't remember you disrespecting it, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no, I do. I thought it was funny. But this game does look nice, and I would like to play it. But
no, I definitely highly recommend it. Yeah, of course, you had a hell of a backlog.
I have a backlog, and you actually informed me that I cannot, play anything right now. So I can't. But I really want to. Yeah, I was looking at the combat for it, and it was really reminiscent of Persona and the real-time combat. I don't even know how to say it. Actually, Persona, yes, but also a little bit of South Park, where you don't just click on an attack and then it just does it. You have to do some kind of some timing mechanics on it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Which, funny enough, which makes sense because that game was made by Ubisoft, and these are former Ubisoft devs. So it's not surprising that they took inspiration from from that game.
Yeah, this is very much a passion project. Like they from the very beginning, they were like, yeah, we were heavily inspired by Final Fantasy, especially Final Fantasy VIII. They say is like their biggest inspiration for making this game. And it's a very good game. Like I already finished at the end of Act 1, and there's a big, like, huge story moment at the end of Act 1. I'm like, holy shit! I actually almost wanted to keep playing, but we had to set up for the show and stuff. But definitely something very huge and unexpected happens. And as for the combat, like you were saying, yeah, it is turn based, but it does have like real time elements. So like it's pretty much like Super Mario, or Paper Mario, really, like Super Mario RPG or Paper Mario, right? Where like when you attack, like you have to press buttons in time, so like you can get bonus effects and bonus damage and stuff. But then when the enemy attacks you, like you have the option between parrying, or you have the option between dodging, with dodging being a little bit easier than parrying. But I think if you do a successful parry sequence versus a dodge, you can get a counter attack with it, which is huge.
Okay.
So it's super satisfying. Like when you figure out the boss and you're just ding ding ding, like just parrying everything, and you take no damage at all. Like there's no like, oh, you take damage. Like no, you take 0 damage. So if you're good enough, you can play through the whole game without taking any damage whatsoever. So like there's some crazy motherfuckers out there. It's like a year or two from now, it's gonna do like some speed run where they take 0 damage, like 100% the game or something like that, and it'll be very impressive to see.
I would not be surprised. I mean, there was that one guy that beat Sekiro with the Donkey Kong bongo drums.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because he wanted to prove that Sekiro was a rhythm game, so he literally just played with the bongos and beat it.
Yeah, there's people who beat Elden Ring with a DDR pad. There's a girl who beat Elden Ring with a DDR pad and a controller at the same time.
Oh my god!
She literally beat the game playing 2 characters at once with her feet, controlling with DDR and a controller. And to make it hard on herself, she made it so that she has to beat both bosses at the same time. So like if one of her characters dies, then the other one has to die, like no matter what. Man, so she has to keep them both alive. Oh no, it took her like months to finish playthrough, but it was insane. So yeah, so I don't want to say too much about like the game's story and writing. I will say the writing is pretty good so far. I'm still pretty early on. And outside of like that big reveal at the end of Act 1, I'd say like the biggest like story moment is in the prologue. So like the thing of the game is that it takes place in this world that's like in a post-apocalyptic setting. And what happened is that like there's something called a fracture, and it caused all the continents of the world to like get broken apart and stuff. And then these monsters called Nevrons appeared and started killing everybody. And then on top of that, a giant tower appeared on the horizon, and there's like a number on there with that's being drawn or painted by a woman called the Paintress. And every year she paints a number on there, and everybody who is that age at the moment it's painted turns into dust. They pretty much get Thanos snapped.
Ooh, okay.
So in response, humanity sends expeditions out there to try and kill the Paintress so that they can, stop the cycle. But, they've been trying for 67 years and they haven't had a single success yet.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called Expedition 33, because you are now playing as... you're on the 33rd number, and you're playing as like a bunch of 32-year-olds, because they send everyone who's about to die to the expedition. Or they volunteer. They volunteer pretty much to get sent to the expedition. And your prologue is pretty much you just walking around the town and like getting to know like the characters and stuff. And it does a very good job at establishing the setting, because it takes place on the same day as what they call the Gommage, which is when everyone gets Thanos snapped. And like you play as the main character, Gustav, and he's going to go meet his girlfriend, and his girlfriend's 33. So she's going to die on the harbor, because they all meet in the harbor like with their family and stuff. They get like flowers, and like they'll throw like like a party to like remember them and whatnot, or to mourn them. And they do a very good job at like showing like how much this has affected people, right? Like you have some people who are like, it's just a fact of life, like it's okay, like it's whatever happens. You have people getting drunk in the street because they're just angry and have lost all hope. You have like people who have like abandoned their kids and like bemoaning the fact that they're going to grow up without them or without their parents. And then you get to the harbor, and at the end of the harbor, everyone gets Thanos snapped away, and of course Gustav and Gustav's girlfriend's the last one to go away, so they got to make it dramatic, right?
Yeah.
And it's a very tearful moment. Like it's like it does a great job at establishing the tragedy of the whole premise of it. And then anything beyond that, I don't want to talk about anything beyond that. I think that's something.
No,
this is a game
don't,
that you
because
experience.
I do want to experience this game, and I might break the rule just to experience it. 'cause-
You can just go through the prologue. The prologue's only like 30 minutes, but it's really
Alright,
good.
then.
So yeah, once again, I'm happy that this game is doing so well, and I really hope it does win Game of the Year because of like what it represents. Like it's a game that's made outside of the big studio system, because this would never be made by any big studio ever. Like they'll look at this and be like, get the fuck out of my office. This is gonna make $1 billion. I don't want this, right? How are we gonna put microtransactions in this? But no, this is a game that's been made with pure love. You can really feel it.
Good.
And it's not like a super like high budget game. You may think it because like it uses Unreal 5 and like has a really high fidelity assets, right? But then like you see like the facial animations and like some of the combat animations. Like it looks a little janky here and there, right? But still, like I said, it's made of so much love, and it has a lot of charm, has a lot of funny moments in it, a lot of humanity behind it, like not just like in the writing, but like in like the artistry of it too, because it is pretty. Like the environments are gorgeous as well. Like it's very unique. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other final thoughts before we move on?
No. I'm glad that AA games are making a rise, especially in this day and age where we'll talk about it. We've already kind of mentioned it before, but price increases on games and consoles while also having like shit quality.
Mm-hmm.
So
and this game's only $50.
Exactly, it's only $50. So yeah, it just goes to show you. I think this will be the new trend. I really think the crash is underway, and the indie renaissance is going to be upon us. Well, it's already upon us, but it'll be in fuller swing, if that's even a word.
Okay, so let's talk about our next story, huh?
Indeed. Yeah. Now this one, well, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the state of the industry is. This is going to blow up no matter what.
Oh yeah. yeah.
Yeah. But the next story that we got is one that has disappointed a lot of gamers and investors alike, believe it or not. So GTA 6 has been confirmed to be delayed to May 2026. As you know, Grand Theft Auto 6, the next installment in the GTA franchise by Rockstar, is one that I would say, well, for lack of an understatement, has been very hyped. Like, people have feverishly obsessed over this game. They've memed on this game for saying like, "Oh damn, we got all this shit before GTA 6." Like, it's a big deal. But Rockstar did issue a statement. Wait, where's the? Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry, I lost my thing. So they issued a statement saying we are on damn, I almost said Twitter, on X. We are very sorry that this is later.
Twitter. What are you talking about?
Twitter. Okay, man, you're messing with me now. Oh my god, I can never get this shit right. X. Whatever. They posted it on social media.
There we go.
I don't care what you use. It's everywhere. The post is everywhere. Use whatever you want. It's there.
Nice sidestep. Okay, continue. Sorry.
So Rockstar has apologized for the delay in the game, and they put out a statement that said, "We are very sorry that this is later than you expected. The interest and excitement surrounding our new Grand Theft Auto has been truly humbling for our entire team. We want to thank you for your support and your patience as we work to finish the game. With every game that we have released, the goal has always been to try and exceed your expectations, and GTA 6 is no exception. We hope that you understand that we need this extra time to deliver at the level of quality you expect and deserve. We look forward to sharing more information with you soon." Whew, sorry, that was a mouthful. All right then. So as you can see, they feel, I don't know if they're feeling the pressure or they feel like they really need to make sure this game slaps, which I think it will slap. Too much. I think we covered how much money has gone into this game.
$1 billion.
Yes, $1 billion.
And it'll make that 100-fold.
It's going to make that 100-fold in its opening week, as well as the microtransactions that they no doubt will be putting into this game.
Oh yeah.
And then when it launches again on PC 5 years down the line, it will experience yet another resurgence and another tidal wave of money.
And then release on the PS6 and then the PS7.
Yes. Ooh.
And then maybe we'll get GTA 7 on PS8.
Dude, GTA 7 will release when we're in the retirement home. Whoa, 10 years of re-releases be upon ye.
Dude, we were in college when GTA 5 came out.
Yes.
We were just starting college.
Yeah, dude, we were just starting college. God, actually, do something real quick. Sidestep. How many? Which game got re-released more? GTA 5 or Skyrim?
Skyrim. No, Skyrim, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100%
Okay.
Skyrim. Yeah.
All right then. Yes. Well, so we'll be waiting for more news, which actually it made shareholders kind of nervous. So Take-Two boss Strauss Zelnick actually had to issue a statement to reassure their shareholders because, of course, the investors are like, no, my money.
The all-important investor. Think of
The
the investors.
The bajillion, think of the investors, the bajillion dollars in profits. You said we would have it this year. I don't want it next year. I want it now. But Take-Two boss Strauss Zelnick did issue a statement to them saying that the game is going to be fine. We're making sure that this game is going to be good on launch. As you know, he released a statement specifically saying, we support fully Rockstar Games taking additional time to realize their creative vision for GTA 6, which promises to be groundbreaking, blockbuster entertainment experience that exceeds audiences' expectations. While we take the movement of our title seriously and appreciate the vast and deep global anticipation for GTA 6, we remain steadfast in our commitment to excellence. As we continue to release our phenomenal pipeline, we expect to deliver a multi-year period of growth in our business and enhance value for our shareholders. So, in other words, that's just corporate speak for let them cook, which is good to hear because if this was Bobby, he would say, nah, it's fine, ship it now. Give me my short-term profits. But this is probably just, I'm reading too much into just this comment in particular, but for all the shit we talk about Take-Two and Strauss Zelnick, at least he seems like he's standing up for his devs in this moment. Like, hey, listen, like, they're working on our biggest moneymaker. So yeah, let them make the game the way that they feel it needs to get made.
I mean, it's easy to defend a product when you know it's going to be the most profitable product of all time.
Exactly. Which kind of actually, to me, that's reassuring. At least from an investor standpoint, if the CEO is like, man, relax, it's fine, don't even worry about it, instead of trying to rush it out like other CEOs would. So at least he's willing to give GTA its time in the oven. Even though the stock for Take-Two did drop a 7.98%, which honestly, it's not even that big a deal. It's gonna make it's gonna make that in spades. So like he's saying, chill, essentially. Which I do appreciate that because as pissed as we are, we know firsthand that, dude, if games need to cook a little longer, let them cook. A delayed game is eventually good, but a rushed game is forever bad. Did I botch that?
No, that's perfect.
Okay, yeah. Was it was Shigeru Miyamoto, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And also, Gabe Newell said something like that in the Half-Life documentary, which you have to watch if you haven't watched already. Both of them, for Half-Life 1 and 2. So the internet, of course, was disappointed, and they're asking for at least to give a screenshot of the of the game. The GTA 6 subreddit has been well, I'll let you take a look here and see. They want to, yeah. So Jason Schreier there says, nobody I've talked to at Rockstar has believed fall 2025 would be the real window for a very long time now. Too much work, not enough time. And what appears to be a real desire from management to avoid brutal crunch, GTA 6 slipping to 2026 has seemed inevitable for months, if not longer. So insiders have been like, this game is huge. But people want more. They want a screenshot. Oh my God. That's going to be us.
That's going to be us when GTA 7 rolls around.
GTA 7, literally. But people are saying for anything, like a screenshot, a new trailer, which of course, they're not going to want to put out a trailer.
Fuck's sake, fuck Rockstar. At least give us screenshots.
That's the
this is ridiculous for Rockstar. 1.5 years of silence just to drop a delay news without even showing us breadcrumbs of the game. I mean, hey man, if there's one studio that can do it, it's Rockstar.
Yeah,
They can do it and get away with it because it doesn't matter like how they handle this. The second this thing drops, it's gonna be like I said, it's gonna be the most profitable thing of all time. Anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah, we're gonna forget about it and be like, oh my god, we did so good waiting for this game. We held strong for the good game. That kind of shit. And something that's related to it, is Devolver, which once again showing up at random points. So Devolver apparently has had a game that was set to be released on the same day as GTA 6. We do not know what the game is. It just says like, oh yeah, we're gonna release a game on the exact same day as GTA 6, and then after the Rockstar announcement that they were gonna delay the game, Devolver comes out and says, you can't escape us. May 26, 2026 it is then. And I was like, what? So I'm not sure exactly what it is on their mind. That they have a game that's set to come out in a year, and we don't know what it is. Like none.
It'll be very interesting.
Screenshot.
Knowing it's Devolver, it'll be very interesting, probably.
Yes, it will be very interesting. I'm still confused as to everything.
It's just Devolver being Devolver. They've always been.
Yeah, Devolver is being Devolver is being Devolver. But they have some games coming out this month, such as Gorn 2, Shotgun Cop Man, Baby Steps, and Possessors. Which Gorn actually, though, that's the only one that I know, and that's only because a friend of mine has the original Gorn on VR, and it's like an arena game where you actually have weapons and stuff, and it was interesting. It actually looked pretty good. So it's nice to see that they're making a sequel to that. Yeah, you can see it there. Yeah, and it's kind of gory. But anyway, and then the last piece of news regarding GTA 6 is Kingdom Come Deliverance, where so Luke Dale, who voices Hans Capone. Capone.
I don't know European, bro. I don't know it.
Capone's like Italian. Make him sound like a monster. But anyway, Hans is I believe he's the main character of Kingdom Come Deliverance and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. And he actually tweeted out in response to this, like, "Oh my god, we're in with a shot, Game of the Year!" So, yeah. So Kingdom Come Deliverance is another one of those AA games. Also came out at $50. Did it also come out at $50, or was this a AAA title?
I think it was 60, but that's not. It was either 50 or 60. Either way, it's not premium price. 60, because remember, 60 is no longer premium, man. Now we're on that $80 shit.
Man, man. Oh my god! Don't do that to me. That just makes me feel bad. But the main, so the actor is kind of happy because now he has a shot. He believes that the game will be able to have a shot at becoming Game of the Year. Which there is a really good chance. When this game was very, very well received when it came out, so I would not be surprised if this game was in the running for Game of the Year.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like before Clair Obscur came out, people were like, "Oh, this is gonna be Game of the Year right here," because it's just it's an incredible game with so much attention to detail and so much reactivity to it. Like, did you ever watch Gillup's review on it?
No, I didn't watch.
You gotta watch it because he tells his story about like all this crazy shit that happened with him where he was trying to like sneak into a house to like buy some stuff, and then he got caught, and then he was actually like a wanted man, and then in several other towns like word spread out about him that he was wanted, and then he got captured, and then he got branded, and then because he got branded every time he went to another town, people knew he was a criminal, and so like it was insane. I was like, oh, when he told me that, I'm like, okay, I'm sold in this game. Like I wasn't sold in it before because like it looks kind of like janky, and I don't know, it looks kind of like it might be bothersome to play because it's one of those like ultra realistic games where it's like, okay, you have to do everything by hand. Right, and it seems kind of tedious, but like stuff like that, it's like, okay, it might be worth going through it. But I digress.
Yeah, no. So it's funny. People are taking the chance to take the piss out of Rocksteady with the delay. And you know what? I like it because these are good games that deserve their recognition. So
yeah, the year GTA 6 come out, it's gonna be the most boring year in gaming because it's all anyone's gonna talk about.
Yeah, that's literally all everyone's going to talk about.
And the game of the year awards, GTA 6, GTA 6, GTA 6, GTA 6.
Yeah, GTA 6.
It's gonna be so boring. Like I'm not even sure I'm gonna want to watch it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Probably not. Honestly, they might even just for the hell of it, they might just host the award show in Miami. So
Ooh, that'd be cool.
just in honor of GTA. Yeah, like, oh, word.
I mean, this is planned like years in advance, so I mean, I don't think they can do that, but it would be cool.
You never know. You never know, man.
Right.
I mean, it'd be pretty dope. I mean, it gets boring fucking hosting shows in LA every year.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know what's not dope?
No, well, I do know, but please say it ain't so. Oh no. Oh God, no! Don't tell me. Friends of the podcast yet again showing up. Tell me.
Oh, they haven't been here for a while. No, you got to tell me, bro. What's
no?
that dope?
I know. I got to tell you. So, Electronic Arts, one of the friends of the podcast. Oh wait, by the way, did we mention Ubisoft this episode?
No,
yes, we did, actually. We did.
Okay, so it's tangential.
Ubisoft devs. Yeah, but we
Ubisoft
mentioned them
devs.
in a good light. Ex-Ubisoft devs. There you go. We gotta take the piss out of them somehow. All right, cool. Streak's going. Hell yeah. But anyway, Electronic Arts has, as you can see, has canceled its upcoming Titanfall franchise title, and in the process also laid off more than 300 employees. As part of our continued warning, bland corporate speak ahead. As part of our continued focus on long-term strategic priorities, we have made select changes within our organization that more effectively align teams and allocate resources in service of driving future growth. We are treating our people with care and respect throughout this process, working to minimize impact and helping affected employees explore new opportunities within the company when possible and providing support during this transition. Approximately one third of the cuts were made at Respawn, who was developing the unreleased or unverified Titanfall project, and one additional project that no one knows what it was. And the layoffs mainly affected the teams working on Apex Legends and the Star Wars Jedi series. So, and another quote, as we sharpen our focus for the future, we've made the decision to step away from 2 early stage incubation projects and made some targeted team adjustments across Apex Legends and Star Wars Jedi. These decisions aren't easy, and we are deeply grateful to every teammate affected. Their creativity and contributions have helped build Respawn into what it is today. We are offering meaningful, I'm not gonna lie, I almost said meaningless. We are offering meaningful support to those impacted, including exploring new opportunities within EA.
It would have been more truthful.
It would have been more truthful. That's why, like, my brain, I had a Freudian slip.
We are deeply grateful to every teammate affected. Their creativity contributions have helped build Respawn into what it is today. So as a reward, we're going to fire them.
You're going to fire them because, of course, that's the new standard. You make something really, really good or somewhat decent, we're going to fire your ass. We only deal in mediocre slop that we can charge, literally minimize effort and maximize profit. They're min-maxing, but in not a good way. So, and if you scroll more down, you can see the actual the Twitter post from Respawn, and it comes to some disappointment, as you can see, because Titanfall has been people have been wanting it for a while.
It's been battered, bro. At this point,
no, yeah, it's been battered and beaten. At this point, people just don't want them to touch it because Respawn is too busy being EA's bitch. So
yeah, Apex is the game that just keeps Respawn in jail. They just can't make anything Titanfall related, right? So they were making a Titanfall game that was going to have elements of Apex in it, and then that got canceled a few years back. And then apparently this recent Titanfall cancellation was going to be like an extraction shooter, but it was going to have Titanfall elements in it. So once again, we're not getting a Titanfall anything at this point.
So once again, no Titanfall, and we had it being made, but alas, no, cannot have it.
Yeah, very unfortunate. I mean, I like Titanfall, man, so I would love to see a Titanfall 3. I've played the first 2. Never played Apex though.
Never played Apex either. I know I downloaded it because I can't remember if it was you who wanted me to try to play it or if it was somebody else, but
maybe because I remember my cousin was trying to convince me to.
Maybe that's what it was. We were getting ready to play it. I had it downloaded, but then we just got caught playing literally anything else.
Well, he doesn't even play it. I've never seen him play it ever since then.
All right, then good. I'm glad. Well, I've already deleted it off of my Steam library. It was taking up space. So yeah, very unfortunate. More cuts. And speaking of, I talked about minimizing effort and maximizing profits, and that will directly tie into this next story from our favorite fuck-ups over at Microsoft.
Also friends of the podcast.
Also friends of the podcast. Fuck you, Phil. And Jeff Booty, right?
Yep.
Fuck you guys. All right, so Microsoft closed
Matt Booty.
Great Studio. Matt Booty. Oh, that's what it's Jeff Booty. Sorry, Jeff Booty. Booty. So, Microsoft raises the price of all Xbox Series consoles and has confirmed that Xbox games will be $80 coming this holiday season. Fuck you. All right, so so an announcement today, which I believe is May 1st, as the time of the article is being written, the company said that it will be raising the prices of Xbox consoles, controllers, headsets, and some games, some quote unquote, some games, some, all, again, not cool. The price hike for consoles and accessory kicks in today as of May 1st, while game prices will stay the same for now, but should expect to start charging $80 or $7.99 for new first-party games around the holiday season. Price increases are taking effect globally, with the exception of headset prices, which are only going up in the US and Canada. So, listed here are the old prices and also the updated prices as of the change. I'm not going to read all that.
Yeah, just know everything's going up by a lot.
Dude, it's fucking. There's literally 5 different Xboxes, and it's so stupid. Quick segue. I actually talked to my dad because he wanted to try out some new games, and he goes, "Oh, should I get the new consoles?" And I'm like, "No,
no,
no." It's like no. I literally told him no, and he goes, "Wow, you didn't even think about that. Interesting." I'm like, "Yeah, no. I refuse. I refuse. I will not allow you to buy another console. The console is literally dying. The only way forward is PC." And I told him, like, I will build you a new PC if you really want to play some of these new games. But all right, let's see what the shit stains said in a quote. Yeah, Microsoft issued IGN with the following statement as to why the price increase is taking place. Again, forewarning, more bland shit ass corporate speak. We understand that these changes are challenging and that they were made with careful consideration given market conditions and the rising cost of development. Looking ahead, we continue to focus on offering more ways to play more games across any screen and ensuring value for Xbox players. Yeah, value when you price it so high that you essentially force people to get it to just use Game Pass so that they can't buy your fucking game. Now, this will go into effect and it will affect future Xbox titles, which, include the new Fable, the Perfect Dark reboot, Gears of War's E-Day, and other titles. So, yeah, this really sucks.
I know, damn, dude, the $80 here, the $80 price tag is here, man. After just 5 years of us being at $70, after we had been at $60 for the better part of about 15 years.
I haven't even gotten used to the $70 price tag.
No, me neither.
And yeah, like they literally were like teasing us with the $70, and then they just fucking go like no lube all the way in with $80 price tag. Like, what the fuck? It is so bad.
Yeah, and I gotta say, it's pretty ballsy of Microsoft to be to be charging this much for all this stuff, considering they've been kind of playing third fiddle in the consoles for a long time now.
They haven't even been playing at all. Like, Xbox is the laughing stock, and it's so weird because when Oblivion came out, the remaster, they only put it for like what, $40, $50? How much was it?
Oblivion, $50.
Oblivion was $50 for a remastered game, and it bought so much goodwill with the people, and everyone thought, you know what? This is a good idea. Outprice your competitor. Even if your games are not that great, just make them cheaper than the rest, and that's how you can compete in the market. But no, apparently that is not the case. I was watching another video how it said, like, this is Microsoft's comeback potentially if they can just price their shit correctly. But alas, that is not what's going to happen. They're going to keep doing $80 because. Even though everything they have is ass. Their consoles are ass. I can't even think of a good game like from Xbox
They still have yet to push out a Game of the Year contender. That's been kind of a common talking point among people. It's like, yeah.
Well, no, they did. They pushed out Starfield. Remember? That was Game of the Year.
Oh yeah, bro. I thought you were too serious, you know. But yeah, no. Meanwhile, PlayStation and Nintendo, like every year, like they'll like pop out like something that's Game of the Year contender. But yeah, Sony had Astro Bot last year. So,
yeah,
and that won Game of the Year.
But what was Astro Bot priced at? Also,
$60, I think. It wasn't even full price.
Oh my God, $60 is full price. We have to remember that was full price.
Yeah. I mean, if you ask me, we should still be at $60. I've kind of made my piece of 70, but like this $80 shit is, they're taking the piss with this one.
No, it's egregious.
Egregious, exactly. It's a perfect way of putting it. Absolutely egregious. Let me see what the price is for this thing, bro. Yeah, it's $60. It was $60. And then, so now you have, Xbox here charging possibly, well, not possibly, they will be charging $80, but it's only for some games. And for me, like, I'm really worried that, considering Ninja Gaiden 4 is being published by Xbox, that's going to be one of those $80 games.
Yeah, but I don't think that would be considered a first-party game, because Ninja Gaiden is being made by...
it's being directly funded by Xbox. They are the publishers for it.
Yeah, but they're not but it's not Xbox Studios. That would be considered first-party.
Okay, well, right? I mean, I guess so, but I mean, there's nothing stopping them from being like, hey, we want to charge $80. We want to charge $80 for the game you're making. Yeah,
well, I guess it's true, but let me see. The Ninja Gaiden 4 first.
But yeah, this sucks all around. I mean, that's what all there is to say, really. Like, you have a middling console made by a middling company with a middling selection of exclusives, right? And these people have the ball to be charging $80 for games that like are like good, but like not $80 good, right?
Yeah, dude. And honestly, out of all the games that they've mentioned, that are supposed to be coming out, like Fable, Perfect Dark, the only one I'm actually interested in is Gears of War E-Day.
Yeah, and if it's $80, I don't know if I want to buy it anymore.
Yeah, screw you, dude. I'm
like maybe 70. I would have been like, okay, it's a little higher than I would have liked, but okay, 70.
Actually, dude, no, I get to play with you. Man.
We're still get to play with you.
If it was to play with you, yes, but still, like you're really straining. It's not like we're trying to rush home to download it on Steam, kind of thing. We're just like, oh, let's see if it goes on sale or whatever. But this is a disaster. This is literally the Xbox. Microsoft is literally the equivalent of. I mean, it's gonna sound awful, but the equivalent of the ugly chick thinking that they're a 10 out of 10 and they can assert that privilege. It's fucking stupid. They have no right. Like Nintendo, they have heavy hitters, so they can brute force their way into charging $80. Sony. Well, we know Sony. They think that they could just charge $80 for re-releases of games, but at least those games are good. Xbox doesn't have dick. So what are they doing?
Yeah, all they're doing is feeding into the $80 trend, and now it's only a matter of time before Sony goes, oh well, I guess we're gonna charge $80 too.
Yeah, they're already prepping the announcement. They're prepping the statement.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time. It'll probably be within the next few weeks. I imagine, considering how fast Xbox was jumping on the $80 trade, along other things, right? And PlayStation already increased prices. Like I remember last episode we reported how they increased prices in Australia and like New Zealand and in Europe and stuff. And they were big increases. Like they were like $100, $120 increases for some of these consoles. Yeah, but just like you said, it's a disaster all around. But speaking of disasters, we have a good disaster here, right?
Disaster for Apple, but not for us, not for gamers.
Yes, a very good disaster not good disaster for Apple, but good disaster for us, right? Because it's always great to see a tech company get knocked down a peg, even if it's by another company. We'll take our wins where we can.
Yes.
So to give context to this story before we actually get into it, so back in 2020, Epic sued Apple over them blocking Epic from allowing their players to bypass the Apple Store to make microtransaction purchases within Fortnite. So as you guys know, Apple has a 30% commission for any sales that are made on their platform. They will take a 30% cut of it. And so Epic took them to court over it back in 2020, and they accused them of being a monopoly and of engaging in anti-competitive practices. They even made a trailer for it, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
Because this was them when they were like, yeah, we're going to free Fortnite, right? Like, it was kind of cringy back then, to be honest.
It was.
Sweeney was like trying to like weaponize the fan base, all the fucking 12-year-olds that play this game, to be like trying to turn them into little activists for a fucking multi-billion-dollar company. But it resulted in a trailer where Fortnite ended up parodying the 1984 commercial for Apple. And you can actually see the side-by-side right here.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So it's kind of like this dystopian setting where, like, this Olympic runner comes in and, like, throws a hammer against this screen with some dictator on there monologuing about some nonsense or whatever.
Yes.
And then it ends with, like, this declarative text being like, Epic Games has defied the App Store monopoly. Retaliation, Apple is blocking Fortnite from a billion devices. Join the fight to stop 2020 from becoming 1984. Okay. So with all that, it was pretty cringy. But the enemy of my enemy is a friend. So in this case, we were kind of on Epic's side because monopolies are never good.
Monopolies are never good, and they made no sense.
And
either.
It appears that in 2021, the courts of California agreed. And it was decided that although 9 of the 10 charges were in favor of Apple, the courts had an injunction saying that Apple was not allowed to block third-party sales any longer, and that they were supposed to allow any app that has microtransactions to allow users to access third-party stores, which would then effectively cut Apple out of the 30% cut that they would get. Well, it appears that as of today, Apple is now in big doo-doo because they decided to ignore that injunction. So Apple got absolutely caught red-handed, and Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers, who was the presiding judge over that case, is royally pissed at them and has rightfully knocked them down a peg. Apparently Apple was enacting a 27% commission on those out-of-purchase apps that they were trying to pass that off as like the new thing that they would allow them to still collect money. And it seemed that Judge Yvonne Gonzalez-Rogers had some choice words for that, where she said that Apple willfully chose not to comply with her 2021 rule, and that Apple thought this court would tolerate such insubordination was a gross miscalculation.
I love that word. That's a gangster line, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it gets better. Like later on, I'm gonna drop some quotes here some badass quotes that you had here. So apparently, utterly beyond that. But apparently, Apple outright lied about this commission and was caught lying under oath.
Oh.
So apparently, VP of Apple Finance, Alex Roman, outright lied, saying that no, there was no commissions being taken place that were being charged for the third-party microtransactions. But according to business documents, it was found that was not the case, and that Apple was indeed engaging in his 27% charge. Mm-hmm. And so with that, right, she has now ordered a new order where she said, like, hey, like, you have to stop this effective immediately. And also, I'm going to refer this to a U.S. attorney for potential criminal contempt charges for not just Apple, but also for our homeboy here, Alex Roman, getting fucked.
Oh my God.
And you want to know what the real funny tragedy of it is that according to Gonzalez-Rogers, App Store chief Phil Schiller wanted to actually obey the order, but as she puts it, CEO Tim Cook chose poorly and allowed CFO Luca Maestri, I guess that's how you say it, Maestri, to convince him otherwise.
Dude. Wow.
And so now Apple is looking down the barrel of...
Yo, I didn't even realize it was that big of a boo-boo. Holy shit.
Yeah, big fucking boo-boo indeed. And to that, she also dropped a mean-ass quote within her decision saying... So this is actually the full quote here.
Yeah.
Apple willfully chose not to comply with this court's injunction. It did so with the express intent to create new anti-competitive barriers, which would, by design and in effect, maintain a valued revenue stream. A revenue stream previously found to be anti-competitive. That it thought this court would tolerate such insubordination was a gross miscalculation. As always, the cover-up made it worse. For this court, there is no second bite at the apple. Nice little pun there.
I still like the gross miscalculation. Wait, let me just fix my camera a bit. Sorry guys. There you go.
So in
That's
response
funny,
to all this, Tim Sweetie stated that that Fortnite was going to be back up on iOS across all iOS devices across the world by next week. And he even extended a little olive branch saying, like, hey, we're Apple. If you stop fucking around, like we'll drop all litigation. Just let us do our thing on your store, and we won't have any more problems legally.
Honestly, I would. No.
Yeah. So of course, Apple is going to be appealing this decision, saying that they disagree with it, of course, and yada yada yada.
Well, I don't know, because can you even appeal that? Like, they literally defied an order, and they were caught in a lie.
Apparently, I guess they can.
I mean, I guess you can file an appeal, but the appeals judge is going to look at that and be like, what do you want me to do with this? The court gave you an order. You lied about complying.
I mean, I guess their argument would be like, well, no, technically we didn't lie because blah, 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 blah. Right. That's probably what the appeals going to say.
And then pull the paper and be like, no.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, whatever it is, good fucking luck to those lawyers, man. All right. So any thoughts?
Get fucked, Apple. I mean, that's really all I can say.
Yeah, get fucked hard.
Get absolutely shat on. Yeah.
Yeah, this was kind of a pleasure to read, I'm not gonna lie. Just reading this woman just tear this company apart. Absolutely just fuck them over completely. And who knows how this is going to, affect their how they operate the App Store in the future, because now like their 30% cut is going to be, their revenue from that's going to be down by a lot, because I'm sure like most of their money that they make from that 30% cut is from the microtransactions that they take the cut from.
Yeah.
So now we know with this, with apps being able to cut out the middleman, Apple, right? This is going to obviously reflect a huge loss in revenue.
It is going to be a huge loss in revenue. And I'm all for it, because I can't stand any anti-competitive practices. So, yeah, screw you.
All right, anything else?
No, man. Fuck Apple.
All right. So, let's get on to our final story here. And with this, we have the reveal, or not the reveal, the release dates of Borderlands 4 being changed, interestingly enough. So, Borderlands 4, as of April 29th, announced that they're actually moving up their release dates. It's very uncommon. Very strange.
Very uncommon. Very, very uncommon. But
previously, it was going to come out September 23rd, and then it is now set to launch on September 12th. And naturally, there were some conspiracies around this, being like, oh shit, GTA 6 is going to come around the corner, right? Because, Borderlands is being made by Gearbox, which is owned by 2K, which means, hey, there's no way, Randy Dandy doesn't know when GTA 6 is coming out. But, he went on and said, no, it's not. And of course, as of the story earlier, we now know that wasn't the case. Like, he was telling the truth. Yeah. That indeed Borderlands 4 is moving up because, they generally feel confident about the game. And so with that, they had the State of Play, which came out on the 30th. And you watched this, right?
Yes, I did. I did watch it.
Any thoughts on it? Because I could run through it, but maybe we could just kind of discuss it a bit. Hello?
What? I'm sorry? No, I was. What?
No, I said, do you have any thoughts on it? Because I said I could run through it, but I think we could also just talk about it.
Well, no, we should just kind of run through it and see what the footage shows. I mean, I like the idea of a grappling hook. I like the also, dude, that you can fast travel to your friends now.
Mm-hmm.
Which, for me is like they're trying to speed it up a bit. But also to me, it kind of shows that the game world itself is going to be a lot bigger. I thought it was a lot bigger in the trailer because they have individual mounts now. It's kind of like, I mean, it kind of does look like a little bit of Destiny, like this. Yeah,
I mean,
from
Destiny
what I
was
saw.
always like Borderlands, pretty much. Borderlands was
Yeah,
before
exactly.
Destiny, and Destiny was pretty much just Borderlands MMO, which is why I kind of didn't
Yeah.
like it. Like, because when I played it, I'm like, okay, this is like watered down Destiny with wannabe MMO mechanics. I mean, obviously it evolved since then, right? But then I
Yes.
played Destiny like when it first came out. I'm like, yeah, there's like no content in this game. Like, this loot sucks, and these powers are kind of boring, and yeah, this game's just overall kind of boring. But yeah, so they start off with the trailer over here before, going to the actual showcase itself. And
Yeah.
then,
Show Randy.
yeah, show Randy. Yeah,
please.
show Randy.
There you go.
Randy Dandy with his dandy haircut.
What is that shirt, bro? I mean, it's pretty
he
tame
always
by
wears
his
stuff like
standards.
that. Yeah, he always wears stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but that one's pretty tame. So yeah.
Oh, Randy's an interesting guy. Yeah, so they go over it. They show off some of the classes and stuff, right? Like there's like the new Siren class, because of course they always have to show off a new Siren class. Her name is Vex, and she can so she's right here. This is a 4 Vault Hunters. I hate your designs.
Yes.
I still hate the designs. They're so terrible. They started off by showing, Vex here is like the new Siren, and she could use her Siren powers to like buff herself up, or she can summon minions, like she could be seen over here.
Yeah, she's like a dark Siren.
Yeah, she's like a goth Siren almost. I mean, they've always been kind of like punk, but like she's kind of like goth Siren, dark Siren.
I like that idea. Goth Siren.
And then you have Rafa, who's a TDR soldier. Apparently, he can digistruct like weapons. Like he can like make like arm blades that he can just go over mode on you. And those are the 2 that they showed off. They didn't show off the other 2, so we don't know what they do.
But I'm assuming that one of them is going to be the like Brick. He's going to be like the Brick Chick House character.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe because they didn't have they don't have like a Brick style character like every game. Like I don't remember.
Well, he looks.
Yeah, he's huge. He's definitely gonna be doing some some shit where he's gonna punch the fuck out of shit or something.
He looks huge.
So then after that, they go into the setting. Apparently, this game takes place on a new planet called Kairos. And Kairos is like this hidden planet that's being ruled by this evil dictator called the Timekeeper. But the planet got discovered after Lilith at the end of Borderlands 3, teleported the moon. I don't know if you remember that.
I completely forgot Borderlands.
Yeah, because the game story is not the most memorable. No, it's okay. I don't blame you at all. The game story is not the most memorable. She teleported the moon. Apparently, she crashed in onto this planet, and it caused this giant cataclysm that ended up revealing the planet and stuff. So you're going to be here on Kairos. There's going to be 4 zones, and they show off one of the zones, which is the Ice Zone. Of course, they show off a bunch of characters returning. You have Zane and Moxie, and of course Claptrap and Amara, the Siren from the previous game, right? Moxie and Zane.
Yeah.
And then new characters that you'll also be able to see.
Yes.
And then the actual gameplay
Claptrap
showcase starts. Yeah, Claptrap. Of course, you can't have a Borderlands game without Claptrap. And they talked about the lobby system, whatever. And then here's where they actually start talking about the zones and stuff. And they also mentioned the movement abilities.
Yes. There's
which is
gliding.
Really cool. Gliding.
It is cool.
Gliding, double jumping, dashing, grappling, sliding. Okay, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Yes. No, I'm just saying all the movement that they've added really just goes to show how big this game world is. I mean, look. I mean, show it on the screen, but I don't know. It looks bigger.
Yeah, they have.
Usually Borderlands.
What were you gonna say? Keep talking.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. Usually, they're pretty big, but it's there's not much height to any of these games except for the odd tower here or there. But bro, this game looks huge, both landscape wise and height wise. I mean, look at this shit, and you'll see it here too when they jump off or when she jumps off.
Yeah, there's definitely verticality to this. Yeah, and so what they showed right there was that there's silos, which are pretty like an overworld activity. That
Ubisoft towers.
Seemingly, that's what they are, but they show off where vault key fragments are, and then you can use the vault key fragments to unlock vaults, which they say are high level dungeons that you can engage in, and they'll give you a ton of really good loot.
Cool.
So then eventually they'll start gliding. So so you can see the worlds are massive. This is probably going to be the biggest it's ever been in any Borderlands game. And I know I see what you mean now. I never really noticed before, but the verticality in this game is fucking insane.
Yeah, look at that, dude. Jesus. And that's a good thing, by the way. I just want to say this game looks huge, and that's awesome.
Yeah, let's just hopefully it's not a chore to get around. And then of course they show that you can now.
Well, I think that's why they gave
the spot.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
I hope they have vehicles where I hope they have like 2 or multi-person vehicles that you can ride. Because man, I don't know, it's so much fun to ride like with your buds in a vehicle.
It is. It is. Yeah, you get like the Warhawk, and like the Warhawk's like the classic example of it. But they Borderlands has like a equivalent of a whole Warthog as well. I just hope like the driving isn't ass, because you know the driving in these games aren't always the best.
I never had a problem with the driving.
I don't know, bro.
I was always the. Well, that's why I was always the driver.
Yeah, you know, I hate driving. You know that. It doesn't matter the game. I hate driving.
Yeah. Oh, I love driving, bro. I know.
So that's why you're the driver, and I just shoot shit. So yeah, we get an example of the combat here, right? So they're showing like all the movement options, right? Sliding, double jumping, and grapple hooking and stuff. And it's really interesting, like how they're able to make use of it. Like the grapple hook, like later on you'll see like he uses a grapple hook to like pull a bomb off someone. And then there's also like a shockwave. I don't know if that happened already, but there's like an enemy that like does shockwaves. Yeah, this one right here. So you can actually jump over.
Yeah, that one there.
That was interesting. It's because I was worried that like, you know, the mobility was just gonna be there just for the sake of mobility, but no, like you have to actually like make use of it, right? Like there's actual things.
Yeah, well,
you can do to make. Yeah,
there's actual. Yeah, there's things that your new movement abilities will be called upon, which is great because I think it's going to make the combat a lot more dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like how, I mean, maybe like Doom Eternal, where you have to keep on moving because if you stand still, you're going to die.
Yeah,
and take damage.
And anything that feels like Doom Eternal is great. Like
that, I agree. My thoughts exactly. So
yeah, best FPS combat system ever. So like, if you want to be like Doom Eternal, hey man, if you're going to copy from the best. So then from there they talk about like loot. So like now there's going to be 8 manufacturers, I think they said, with 3 of them being new because before let me see right here. Yeah, so before you would have Jacobs, right, which is like the critical hit cowboy guns.
My personal
one was an elemental.
My personal favorite.
Layoff, which is like the high firing rate, high magazine gun. TDR, which is the ones where you throw the gun to reload, and then Torque, which is like massive explosions. And then there's 3 more, which is Order, which you can charge them up and shoot them. What are you gonna say? Yeah, Ripoff, which are fully auto weapons.
No. You can.
And then Dataless, which I think is it uses multiple ammo types. You can actually like switch what kind of ammo you use.
Yes, which is pretty cool. You know,
it is. Yeah, it's good to have more variety. But the really interesting thing is that now, you can see right there that they're doing like a licensing system, I think they call it.
Weapon pieces.
Yeah, like guns like can drop with like multiple parts from different manufacturers. It can affect like how the gun is. So like if you have like a Maliwan and like a Vladov weapon, like you'll get like an elemental weapon that has like a bajillion fucking rounds in it. And what have you.
Yeah. Oh my god, and of course the walking gun.
Yes, you have the walking gun in these games. And so then beyond that, then they went to like how characters are. So you can get enhancements, which are like perks that you can like equip to your guns. They're replacing artifacts, although I don't remember artifacts too much. So, but they're like perks pretty much that you can use for your weapons. Yeah. And then they also talked about how like loot is going to be like reworked. So like in Borderlands 3, legendaries were like dropping like candy, like they were just everywhere, right? it made finding legendaries like kind of like not special. So like they kind of dropped the legendary rates. But then they're also like, yeah, we made the legendaries also like much better. So like when you do get one, it's like really awesome. So it's like a less is more approach to it. Which I didn't even notice that. You can slide into stuff. And okay. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, no, they really. Yeah, I think they're making a lot of the environment a lot more interactive, especially with your movements, which is really good. Cool. Ooh, that's a nice looking legendary.
Shiny. Okay. So then after that, they talk about ordinances, which are pretty much like the heavy weapons, like the rocket launchers and stuff. Now that's being relegated to a
and not just rocket launchers, but I think no, you're right. I was thinking because I misunderstood. I thought they actually would have the ordnance be your grenade slot, but instead of a grenade, you can opt out. You can opt in for a rocket launcher or like a heavy weapon kind of deal.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I see any grenades options.
So then I might be right in assuming that, because I think when I watched it, they said that we're relegating all explosives to an ordnance slot, and you could choose whether to have a grenade or a rocket launcher. Or a grenade launcher? That I'm not too sure of. But
pretty much any like big heavy weapons.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember watching it, they said that a big problem was people would hold on to those weapons for boss fights, and they want you to use them more often because rocket launchers are fun. So I think they did relegate it to a cooldown so that you can use them more.
Yeah, so then here they're talking about like
Because
the action skill system. So like just like in Borderlands 3, you can pick different action skills, and there's also traits which are like kind of like a like general passive that's assigned to the class that you're playing as. So like they showed off Vex is like okay, like she has a trait where her animals that she summons gets attuned to the weapon that she's using. So if you're using a fire weapon, you'll summon like a fire cat. Right? And then when you switch to like a poison weapon, the cat will then turn into a poison element and what have you. And then on top of that, they also showed like in a future combat zone using med kits, right? So Borderlands actually never really had med kits beforehand. You had to like pick them up but now it's like something that you can use. It's something within your inventory, and you can actually use them to like give yourself buffs or even just heal yourself, which I think makes for a more interesting combat loop to like let the player decide when they want to use their resources instead of you just praying that like, oh, please drop a healing item, please drop a healing item.
Yeah, which honestly, and again, it also will add to, I think, the difficulty, because now, there is no excuse. Like, oh, they didn't drop a healing weapon, that's why, or they didn't drop a healing pack, that's why I died. It's like, okay, well, now everything is in your control, so we're gonna up the difficulty, and how you navigate it is completely within your locus. So, I'm not gonna lie, I was very mixed on watching this, but I came out like, damn, this actually looks pretty good.
And I mean, it definitely looks like a Borderlands game, but it looks like they're really like trying to revolve and refine the formula, adding just a ton of new options to like, the base combat, and also like changing up like how loot works to make it a lot more dynamic, with a lot more options for what you can do. And then finally, they just talk about bosses and about how bosses are going to be repeatable. So like if you're trying to hunt for like a specific piece of loot, right, you don't have to like rely on checkpoints anymore. You can just go to the boss arena, and then you can give like a Moxia currency, which is great because like if you're looting for a certain weapon, you don't have to like annoyingly be like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna fight this boss over and over again, just keep reloading over and over again. Now it's just seamless. And then they concluded this really cool looking boss. Like this boss fight looks fucking sick. Like just from an animation and like art point of view, it looks amazing. Like it's just the spectacle behind it is awesome. It's like all these mechanical arms and stuff and shooting this energy. Like this shot is super cool. Right there. That's a great way to end it on.
Yeah. No, they did this shit on purpose. But I like the way this game looks. Oh, hey Randy.
All right. So, any other thoughts, man? You hyped for this now? And
dude, like I was skeptical because it's Borderlands, and after Borderlands 3, like I said, like I forgot. I don't think we even finished all the DLC associated with it. Not.
And I stopped playing because it ran like shit on my computer at the time. Although now my computer runs it easy.
Oh, that's right. It'll probably run better now. But
oh no, it runs beautifully. I already tested it.
Oh, you already tested it?
It's flawless. Yeah, it clears it completely.
Yeah, but again, it was forgettable. I completely forgot about Borderlands 3. So,
was that the first one you played?
No,
played 2. You played 2 with me?
No,
you never played 2. 2's the best. We gotta play 2.
We played Borderlands 1, and you know what? Yes, we do. I think it's always on sale for like $3, and that's for the Game of the Year edition with all the DLC and shit.
Yeah, and apparently got a visual update too, like a free like high res update.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah. So it'll look a lot better than what it did back in the day. Granted, it has a strong art style, right? Borderlands, it's gonna look good because it has a good art style.
Oh, okay. It's a brand new spyware update. Oh, I guess. All right. Well, this game was very positive, but now Borderlands 2 is mixed because apparently they did some spyware shit.
Oh, for real? Oh, damn.
I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. Never mind. Oh, what the hell? Borderlands 2 for $20, and then I do have the Game of the Year. Oh, it was for $40. Well, I guess I gotta wait for it to go on sale. Anyway,
in any case,
but
right, this is shaping up to be something really cool. I love the Borderlands games, even though like Borderlands 3, at least as far as story was, it was kind of forgettable. But I did like everything else. Like I like the combat, like the way to loot, even the legendary loots. Like I know that people were like complaining, like, oh, there's too many legendary loots. I'm like, bro, I love these legendary loots. It activates my monkey brain seeing all those gold lights go everywhere.
Yeah, but I guess it's true, like.
Yeah, I get it.
Those weapons are like rare for a reason, but yeah. So
September 12th. Looking forward to it. September 12th.
Yeah, maybe this will be a nice.
Not too far away.
It'll be a nice. It'll be a nice Christmas game. How exciting!
How exciting! All right, buddy. So you wanna sign us out?
Absolutely, my man. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Two Bar Connection. We really appreciate you guys sticking around and watching this episode. Please subscribe to the channel for updates. Leave a like down below if you enjoyed the episode, and also leave a comment if there's any games that you want us to play, or if there's any stories that you would like us to cover. The best way to watch this is, of course, on YouTube, full video podcast, so you can see our lovely faces. But we do have audio only options available on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and Spotify. And you can also follow us on Twitter. No, we will not call it X. Hey, here we go.
There you go.
And we are at Real Two Bar,
at 2 Bar Podcast.
At 2 Bar Podcast. Excuse me. And are we working on getting a Blue Sky as well, or are we just on?
I'll do it, man. I keep forgetting.
Dude,
I keep forgetting.
Okay, dude. We only need one. No one uses Blue Sky anyway. Who cares?
A lot of people use Blue Sky now. People have been leaving Twitter in droves, so I think moving to Blue Sky might be a good idea. But besides that, so once again, thank you guys for listening. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Peace.
Bye, everybody.